From the battlefields to the blockchain, hear the call, hear the sound. Heroes standing tall, champions all around. A mission carved in code on pulse chains, sacred ground. Uplifting vets and first responders, tokens value coming unbound, bound. Give it up, shout out to that. It's freedom robust. With every strength and step, the legacy and just we trust. Raise the flag for heroes, marching through and through. Veterans and heroes all. Pulse chain's finest crew. On every mission the LP grows, we rise, earning gains on through the night. A token built to honor the brave, a token built for the fight. Alien tech inspired, now we're taking flight. Give it up, it's freedom robust. With every strength and step, the legacy and just we trust. Raise the flag for heroes, marching through and through.
Hello, everyone. Neil for T-Shares here. Welcome to another episode of Tru2X TV, I guess we'll call it. We have a good little stream today. I'm going to bring up some people. We're going to talk about some protocols and their mission and what they stand for, as well as the Integration Amplifier for Tru2X. So I'll bring up our fearless leader of Tru2X, Daniel. How you doing, Daniel?
Hello. Marvelous. How are you?
Doing well. Now I'll bring up Executioner, the man with the who can talk for hours.
Hello, guys.
Yep, and today we're going to bring up, we're going to talk about two protocols today that are partnering up with Tru2X. One is the VETS, the VIC Foundation with VETS and Crypto. How you doing, VETS?
Good. Bang, bang. Thank
All right,
you for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad we could. Karos will be on in a minute. He's restarting his computer, so with EMIT Farms. But yeah, we wanted to just have this conversation. I'll be doing more and more streams here shortly as we get closer and closer to the launch of Tru2X. And I'm glad to have everybody here, and I appreciate the community engagement that we've had with different groups who want to partner up and use the internal Integration Amplifier program with Tru2X. And so while we wait on Karos to get here, let's talk about it in general. I'll let Daniel kind of explain it, what it is and kind of how it does, and then we'll talk about VETS and his protocol, and then Karos and EMIT, and then how the Integration Amplifier can help them.
Yes, hello. Hi, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, every token founder, every token protocoler has the same problem, actually. We can only work with our tokenomics. We can either have staking, we can build in taxation, we can buy and burn. But at the end of the day, we always come to the same conclusion. We need to tap into yield from outside of our ecosystem. Like if you have a product that you can sell, and then you have revenues, and through the revenues, your holders have an extra incentive like dividends. And we don't have this usually in crypto. What we created with the Integration Amplifier is actually something where we would like to contribute to the entire crypto space.
Lost audio.
Lost your audio for a second. Your audio is off, Daniel. There you go.
1 2 1 2. Okay. We are basically the Integration Amplifier is a redistribution service from service fees that are generated in the DeFi space to entire token communities, so that their users have an extra income on dividends. In short.
Hey.
Basically, closing the loop. If users only hope for price appreciation of a token, that is not enough. Over time, We have a dilution. We have an inflation of more and more tokens out there. We have fewer and fewer economic energy joining crypto, at least not in the same proportion as we have new tokens. So with dividends that a community can receive and can tap into on a perpetual manner, we have the guarantee that we have an advantage toward or compared to all the other tokens out there who don't have dividends. And that hopefully makes a huge difference for everyone in the space. And those who use the integration amplifier with us will probably prosper even through the upcoming bear market.
Cool deal. Cool deal. All right. Well, that's what Tru2X is about. We're linking together as an agnostic entity. Any protocol wants to work with us. So, VETS, tell us what about your foundation and as a nonprofit and all. What do you have, and what do you see the partnership with Tru2X has benefiting what you're doing with the vets, the veterans in general?
Yeah. As you get into the integration amplifier and all the things that that consists of, the VIC Foundation has been a long-term passion project. It is a legitimate 501c3 organization out of Nevada that was created and dedicated for military veterans and first responders for around the world. So all inclusive. This isn't USA only. This is for everybody in those professions and fields of work. They don't get enough recognition as it is, and they can always use more help. So the big thing with VETS and crypto itself and the launch of Hero, the protocol, is a way to pay it forward on many different levels. We're on the crypto side of things, so why not integrate a way for crypto to benefit different charity organizations and or grants, depending on what the DAO votes on. So I can go into a little more detail as far as the intricacies of it all, but that's more or less the gist of it and the idea behind the VIC Foundation supporting the Hero protocol itself.
Cool. I put the link in the chat for the VIC Foundation, so y'all take a look at that and check it out. It's got a dashboard, and it's got I'll put the white paper in the documents as well in the chat. I encourage everybody to take a look at that because supporting the troops and those who serve our neighborhoods, and not just U.S. but worldwide, like you're saying, is important. And Tru2X is glad we can be a part of helping nonprofits. And not just you're a nonprofit registered, but even those who are benevolent in the space too.
Exactly.
Cool deal. All right, Karos, how's it going, man? How's your connection?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm pretty excited for the launch of Tru2X. EMIT is my yield farming protocol that I built on Pulse Chain, and it's a culmination of a few farms that I did in the past, and I mostly was thinking of ways that I could improve farming. And what I landed on was mixing the reflection token dynamics from the tax tokens that actually got pretty popular on Pulse Chain in the last year or so, like PTGC and UFO, and along those lines. And basically what I came up with is with those two things merged together, you can have the inflation from the Master Chef Classic farming, and then for single-sided staking, you can have rewards from the market volume, from the reflection tax. And it's worked really well. And right now, I think we're only around 170,000 tokens created. And it's worked pretty well. Right now, there's a few different things that make it stand out, though. Also, we have a DAO voting, which people can go into the council room. Well, you can go into the DAO voting either way. If you go on the site and you single-sided stake, and that gives you your voting power. So then you can vote on things like new farms. You can ask for new farms, or you can choose which new farms. If someone else puts a proposal, you can say yes or no, basically. And then we also vote on things like the emissions. Like a big thing recently has been like, okay, well, the price has gone down a bit. Do we increase the emissions or don't we? That's kind of been what's on my mind. And pretty much we landed on keeping the emissions right where they are right now. Because one of my big goals when I built this farm was having a farm that is still sendable. And it's really actually a hard thing to do, because usually you get into these loops with these types of farms where everyone's earning the token, and then you single-sided stake the token, but then you're still only earning more of that same reward token. And so I think we've kind of broken out of that loop, and now it's just a matter of bringing more attention to the farm and, waiting out the slow cycles on the chain. So I'm pretty excited to work with you guys and get more people on the farm and into yield farming in general.
Good deal. Good deal. Do you so with the integration amplifier, Daniel explained kind of how it works. It's really a cash flow function for protocols. If you had regular cash flow coming in and regular buys of your protocol, how would that affect your protocol's performance?
Oh, that would be cool. Imagine, I know you've been there. Well, actually, the people in the audience probably haven't. So at one point, someone had done like a call, and we had a lot of volume come in. I think it was like 40,000 in one day. And it was really cool to see how it all worked. So when that happened, obviously the single-sided gets a big old boost in revenue. So people that are in the single-sided, obviously they want to hold the token more. But also when that APR goes up, it increases the demand because people are farming, and now they also want a single-sided stake because those guys are earning, 300% in APR. So that increases the volume. So when you do increase that demand like that, it almost creates like a positive feedback loop that feeds into itself. And the opposite is true. Like lately, things have been a lot slower because, in the past, like probably month or so, I feel like pulse has kind of been down. It's gone down. Sentiment's gone down. And so every time the price goes down in general, that actually brings the APR up because of the way the TVL works. So if the price goes down, the APR usually comes up to some extent. So each way is kind of interesting in how it can feed into itself. So I think it will handle it well. Basically, it's all volume based. So the more volume that we do generate, it goes to the users. It's 4% of any market volume goes into the single-sided staking pool.
Cool deal. Cool deal.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Executioner, about that?
I think that between the partnership between his protocol and ours, that it's going to work really well, because as his community, which I happen to be one of them, is using that referral link for the first 45 days. I believe it's 10%. And after that, it's 5%. And it'll continuously generate bigger and bigger buys on that contract. So I'm excited, hearing about the feedback loop makes.
So is that if someone uses the referral link, is it 10% of what they're depositing that's redirected into what the project's integration? Is that how that works? But then is that used for something, or is that just buys and burns, correct?
Yeah, like what? Oh, I was going to go through the whole list for him real quick on what he gets.
Please.
For the first 45 days, you get a 10% premium allocation of your community's deposits. And then after the 45 days, it's 5% thereafter forever, right? It includes all future deposits from compounded dividends as well. And the managed bonuses is out of a 2x, 75% or 1.5x is auto compounded indefinitely. And 25% or 0.5x is withdrawn and used for routine market purchases of your tokens. And it's deposited into a claim contract for your holders to access. And since it's constantly compounded, that's a steadily increasing purchase volume that we'll have. So after the first buy, the next buy we do will be more incrementally, right? Depending on your community's availability to use our protocol with your referral. Obviously, intense use, that increment will be a lot bigger of what those increasing purchases will look like, right, in volume, which will essentially increase your TVL, ever growing TVL. And all your holders are eligible for free, an unconditional weekly claim of incentivized rewards, right, for you. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Unless he chooses to burn it, which can be burnt.
Yeah, there are other options as well. Like at the very beginning when you come in, which you've already done this, but any founders, to be able to become a partner with us, just contact us, inform us of what preferences that you'd like to have for your users' benefits, whether it would be weekly claims of your token or whether you would like for us to burn it. You said that you only have like 175,000 tokens. Pretty sure that burning some of those tokens might be a pretty significant thing. And I mean, if you were so inclined to give your community an option, you could potentially have 2 referral links that do 2 different things. If you were to try to not confuse that in your own community, where they could use one that will add to the claim or use the other that will add to a burn. If you wanted to do that, you could. So we also have it available to customize it. So let's say if you did have like a claim function for those, you could have it just for holders, or maybe you have a specific staking contract that we would like to point that at. So only the people who are staking or doing what it is that your utility is set for, they're the only ones that can claim. So there's some customizability. So when you come in, we'll go through all that with each founder or a community opinion leader, right, that somebody may have. It doesn't have to be a founder, just someone that has some influence that will actually get people to use that referral. So that way it'll be beneficial for you and your community anyway, right? Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yes.
Hey,
Vets,
do you have don't you have is it a tax or something within Hero? Is there like a little tax there?
Yes. So we do have the white paper, nicely professionally done, good flowing organizational paper on that. So the tax on it, and it's a closed loop system. So everything stays within the ecosystem and feeds the Treasury wallet along with the auto LPs, beefing those up to ultimately help limit the slippage once you get down. So for the first period of time, it's a 12% dynamic tax, and then over time it adjusts and it comes down to 6% buy and sell tax on each end of that. So just set your slippage for like 12-13% initially, and your transaction will go through. We do have on the VIC Foundation homepage, there is a swap feature that is really well done by the co-founder, KRJ Crypto. He worked really hard on getting this up and running. Take a peek at it. It's really cool, works beautifully. And then from there, at the very top of the tab on the home page there, you have the dashboard. So if you click on the dashboard, that'll take you over to the specifics, the stats, the burn stats, the liquidity, how much is in the treasury wallet itself. There is a burn mechanism for those that want to manually perform a burn on it. So there's a lot of things, the different modules that have been built into the smart contract. The Build the Tech guys, Brandon Rags Rags for Riches, Brandon with Build the Tech, and his team designed and developed the smart contract for this. So lessons learned, everything was paid out of pocket, professionally done, ratios set up for the launch, pairs set up, LP pairs set up prior to, and this is available and launched on both PLS, Pulse Chain, and on Base Chain. So it's up and running on 2 chains. So far, liquidity has been locked on the Base Chain side. Working with another team that soon should be announced. They're actually designing, and finally somebody is making an LP locker that'll be publicly available for all founders moving forward to be able to lock their LP on Pulse Chain. So that is one thing that's been missing to give people additional peace of mind in that regard as well. So it's a cool feature. Looking forward to that aspect, and the LP will be locked up on that as well. So this is a community token. Everybody is encouraged to add liquidity as they see fit. It's your own liquidity. You can add and pull your own stuff. I started the initial seeding of it. It's not a whole lot. It's something. Everything else, there was a lot of obviously expenses with websites and paying out of pocket for the protocol and the design and whatnot. But it's gonna be very. It's going to come more into play, obviously, the next few months to a year when people are in the green, right? Right now, it's not so hot. The main idea was to get it launched on Veterans Day, which we were successfully got it launched on both chains, pretty much back to back on November 11th, Veterans Day. So the significance of that worked out. So we wanted the chart history to start there. And we did. So now the rest of the work, the build out of a DAO, the purpose of the DAO is we'll have every quarter, we'll list 3 different charities, and or if we're doing grant proposals, depending on the situation, that people that are holders of Hero will have voting rights, and the number 1 rated will be awarded that quarter's whatever's in the kitty, whatever's in the treasury for that quarter will be sent to said charity or grant for that quarter. So there's different ways to keep a steady stream flowing into the treasury wallet. One was again, another out-of-pocket expense was the Able bot, which is a arbitrage bot designed by the Build the Tech team to arbitrage all the bonded liquidity between the pairs and any profits that it takes out over time to send it off into the treasury wallet. Another one is like what we're talking about here is the Integration Amplifier. I mean, that's just a beautiful, benevolent idea and concept to have miners directed and pointed at different said protocols to help them out. For Hero, I think the smartest way is to go with a buy and burn in that aspect, just to help reduce the overall supply and raise the value of the token. We're not trying to, add sell pressure. We want buy and burn, right? We want number to go up, and for the benefit to the treasury.
Can I point out something bullish
about the fact that we're all partners, and this integration amplifier will be buying your guys' tokens regardless. I believe the market cap of Hero tokens somewhere around like what, $20,000-$30,000, something like that.
Yeah.
I think EMIT also is like what, like 60,000.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy, are we going to see some things happen? I don't think people have any idea what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
I'll just leave that to speculation, but I think it's written on the wall.
Yeah, good deal.
I know. I hadn't really thought of it until Neil said something about it earlier, but he was like, "There's really not a ton in the emit. Look, the primary pair, I think is like 12,000. In like the grand scheme of things, that's pretty able to be volatile because it's not like $1 million in there, so it can move around pretty freely too."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the amazing thing with Tru2X is that there is no token to buy. Like it is the software, it's the protocol that behind it, and all the other different aspects that make it unique in that regard. So the first thing you guys are starting out with is PLS, pulse chain, in that regard. So I think as Rip City Hex has been saying, you don't have enough heck, you don't have enough pulse chain, right? So that's the day is coming, and we're all excited for sure.
Yep.
So
Well, Daniel, tell us about your partner. What's been going on behind the scenes with the partners that you've been talking about and talking with?
1 second. In the following, first I'd like to express my congratulations to VETS for the new token. Kairos, marvelous platform. I really like it. Everyone likes it who experience EMIT. Congrats as well. And I would like to stress out or point out a point here. Every founder needs to make some calculation. You can calculate the integration amplifier, what it means for your token. It is a tokenomics function that you can actually calculate how it impacts, how you can make use of it. And since you said a minute ago you don't want to add to sell pressure, maybe I go through the integration amplifier one more time before I come to the partners, Neil. The integration amplifier works as the following. You have a partner community card that is positioned on our UI. Users that belong to your community or who like your protocol, who want to support your protocol, can choose to belong to your community, choose that partner card. Then for every single compound or deposit they make, they will basically contribute 5%, at the beginning 10%, later on over the long run 5% to your base amount. But even if everyone in the community would cease to stop or cease to contribute or cease to choose your community, the base amount is locked in miners, which perpetually stay in compounding cycles. They will never get lower. We are not consuming from whatever has been deposited as premium allocation. That gets bigger and bigger over time. And the override there, what Executioner said before, between the 1.5x and the 2x, this is what we are choosing to distribute or to make it available for your community. And if it's about the claim contract, for example, where users can claim, our claim contract or the claim contract itself takes was I muted? No. Okay. The claim contract itself takes a snapshot every week of the holder share of each holder. So there is a holder incentive, actually, because if you're claiming in ratio to your holder share, you don't want to sell. You don't want to sell your token, at least not yet. Maybe in the future you see it as incoming dividends that you want to sell. But at the beginning, you want to build your holder share. So that's why people are not incentivized to sell, but to hold. And since not everyone will claim, basically what is unclaimed will be rolled over to the next week. And whatever, that is a bigger amount what will not be claimed next week. And the week after is even a larger part that will not be claimed. So that actually works as TVL/burn. It's not out of circulation, but it's actually for now out of circulation. So maybe every founder who listens now can contemplate, maybe the buy and burn is good for a strong or for a highly inflationary token, but for normal tokens with a fixed supply, is probably very interesting to allow users to claim. While not everyone is claiming, the claim contract increases the TVL and therefore does actually the job similar like burning. Something we could have a brainstorm and one-on-one with every founder who's listening now, or with you guys. So claim or burn, these are very fine differences only. Neil, could you specify what you meant with the partner?
Well, just how many partners have reached out so far to True DeFi?
Over the thumb, I think roughly a 25 to 30-ish, 25-ish partners. They are mainly from Postchain for now, but our claim contract will be made available or is available for all EVM, SVM chains, for every single coin and token on all chains out there. So what that actually means for Postchain, I have a few acquaintances, founders, or community leaders on Solana, for example, or on BSC. This is where I came from. So we are talking with them. Okay, they choose to have a dividend function built in as a tokenomics function. So they choose to use the integration amplifier. Fine. What do they have to do? They have to make their audience, their community, they have to inform them that there is such thing like Tru2X, where they can 2x their tokens. Users can 2x their tokens. If they want to do this, fine. Then please choose the community X epsilon from any chain out there. And so that's why we add more and more and more communities from outside of Postchain. And hopefully we can serve crypto with a function that has not been there before, a real dividend income or intake circuit that every single coin, meme token, whatever token, any token can implement in their tokenomics. Actually, they don't need any tokenomics as long as they're using the integration amplifier, and everything they have to do is apply to become a partner, inform their community. Listen, take half of your economic energy to buy our token. But at some point, you diversify. We have overlapping communities. So then go to Tru2X if you want to use it. Make your 2X there. Use it as a gas station for your coins, for your tokens. And at the same time, choose us as your community. And then we as a community will have a weekly buy pressure. We will have for every single holder, regardless if they interacted with Tru2X or not, for every single holder of that community in ratio to their holder share, they will receive dividends, or not receive, they can claim dividends. And therefore, since not everyone is claiming, higher TVL and so on. So I'm very curious how it plays out, and I'm very, very much looking forward to see the success stories and tokens actually flourishing through that. That it would be beautiful if that all finds a proof of concept. The sooner, the better. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah,
Structurally,
and the more,
it's sound.
yeah, and the more people or communities that are integrated with Tru2X means all users benefit directly because it's added to volume in the system. So our volume gets increased that goes through. That means the people who are participating are 2xing faster. And all the mechanisms we have, like the 1XR miners and the SRE, get bigger too. Therefore, their contribution to the system is greater as well. So it's a win-win-win around for everybody, for the partners, for the users, for the community themselves who wish to claim or have their token burnt. So it's really a unique utility module that's never existed before in crypto. And this, like Daniel said, so once this proof of concept is out, I think as we move forward with development with other tools we're bringing to market, like besides Tru2X with Pulse, with other tokens that will double, you'll see all your and every one of y'all's your links will go forward. They're universal IDs. So when the next tool comes out and whatever the next token we choose to double, those who use your ID can use it there as well. And for every one of these Tru2X protocols we bring to market. So y'all as the initial users and I guess pioneers of the integration amplifier system will be on the ground floor of a lot of future yield coming in and buy pressure over time. So then we encourage the community, KOLs and leaders and founders to, hey, look, y'all, let's use these links. You're going to get a double, and for the first 45 days, you get a 5% bonus as a user. And let's push this so we can promote our community's, buy pressure and increase our own TVL and our own value in the crypto space.
Yep. And again, while we are talking as if this is a normal thing to have a 2x, I'd like to go back to this. Right now, the half of the people out there who are watching or who will watch it later, they ask, yeah, hold on, a 2x, when did this go well? Okay, how does it work? Is it sustainable? Yes, it is. Even if it would be an hourglass model, which it is not, Tru2X, but even if it would be, all you need for an hourglass model to become sustainable is 1 single % to come in per week or per month. You need a tiny turnover or revenue that's coming from outside of your ecosystem. So in our case, we are generating yield outside our ecosystem. And that is not 1% or 2% only, but it grows day by day by day, and it becomes very soon it becomes double digit. And that moment you have an inflow of revenue, which makes every distribution or redistribution system sustainable and strong. And in our case, that meets, or there is a compound effect. It meets another thing that we built here, and that is what Neil just said, the 1x miners. Why do we have 1x miners? Why are we talking about this at all? The thing is that if you have to satisfy a 2x obligation, that's a lot of funds that you have to redistribute. But if you can lower the average obligation from our platform Tru2X toward all the miners out there and users, if you can lower this from a 2x maybe to a 1.5x, then you have a lower obligation, and you have external revenues satisfying these lower obligations. So that is another high impact criteria where you can see, if you wrap your mind around it, that this has nothing to do with an hourglass system. This is a sustainable business model. This is a financial invention. And we're looking forward collaborating with founders, community leaders, and with every single individual who wants to just a 2x.
Good deal. Well, another thing that we have is the SRE, and then now y'all don't tell nobody. All this is secret, so what I'm about to say is really quiet. So y'all don't tell anybody. But we have somebody here that we're going to integrate with a protocol called EMIT. So right now, Karos, what's your APR on your single side staking?
It's about 49-50% is where it's been lately.
And so you said earlier that when the deposit volume or purchase volume or sell volume increases, that APR goes up, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, drastically. At one point, we were up to like it was above 100% for like I think our first 4 months when volume was a bit higher.
So when you hit that $40,000 day, wasn't it like over 200%?
Oh yeah, it was up above 200 that day, and it spans it out so it has like runway. So if we have one day that has a lot of volume, it spans all that volume out over like the next 2 weeks.
Good deal. So since Tru2X needs outside volume and come in through yield generation through DeFi services, and we've always liked what you've built. What's going to happen is these funds that come in that are going to be deposited into the ecosystem, EMIT will be one of the places where Tru2X deposits. How much and how often, I'm not going to tell you, but the chart will show, and the EMIT will see the result of being an SRE recipient, deposit recipient. And so, and we're not talking about, $5 a day either. We're talking about, decent amount of numbers. So Executioner, you want to run us through the some moon math?
That's a lot. It's enough that the conversation doesn't really even have to go too far on the decision making as to whether it's a good decision to do. It's kind of a no-brainer, really, right? Like you can't really do the math because it just gets better. You know what I mean? By the time you've done the math and you're impressed, by the next week, it's already more impressive. So it's almost like it was, even though it wasn't, but it seems like it was by design. That Kairos, you made your protocol the way that you did was almost perfect and beautiful for the future. So yeah.
So imagine this. I'll walk people through a scenario. We have funds that come in and we need to distribute in the SRE for deposits to earn yield. We'll go into EMIT because he has two options to earn something. You can either provide LP and get EMIT tokens as an LP provider, or you can purchase EMIT tokens and put in single side staking. Either way, we need to purchase some tokens and do something, right? There's volume. If we provide LP and earn tokens, we might sell those tokens and bring that yield back in Tru2X. That's volume. If we single side stake and take the EDI yield, then buy Pulse and bring it back to Tru2X, that's more volume, right? And we do that every day. What does that do to EMIT's TVL? What does that do to EMIT's single side staking APR? And what does that do to the whole overall protocol's market cap?
Oh yeah, definitely. It handles it well. Like I said, that time we had that 40,000 in volume that one day was really like the stress test or kind of getting to see the way that I had pictured and designed the protocol, if it would perform that way. And we got to see it did work how I designed it when it went up. I think that was like 3 months ago. But I also had forethought when I was designing, okay, but what if it's a bear market? And we've kind of seen how it holds pretty strong, like this last month or so, in those conditions. So I'd be excited to see it back in bull mode again. That's a lot funner.
Well, let me set this in picture for everybody. Now, this is a secret. Now, you don't tell anybody, but the way the SRE works, it does not need to worry about selling the SRE assets. They exist for the sole purpose to earn yield. So what that means is the most efficient way to earn yield with EMIT for our SRE is to be a net buyer. Period. So you think about it, if every day, since we need to grow our yield rate and our yield amount we need to find yield production. So every day we're buying EMIT tokens and depositing the single side staking contract and providing LP. We'll probably do both. We're going to be doing that, perpetually, because we need the yield to go back to Tru2X. So, I'm not saying what you need to do, giving you any financial advice, but
I will.
It's the EMIT's on a good buy right now. I'm just saying. So if you want to kind of front run with the SRE, go for it, because
Right.
this is one of the things that Tru2X will do in the ecosystem, not just EMIT, with other DeFi yield service protocols that will bring value in TVL to different places that have good quality DeFi services that bring it yield back to Tru2X. So there's a question in the chat I'll get to in just a second from SREYOX888.
Sray.
Yeah, Sray. Okay, I guess it is. Anyway, I'll answer that in just a second. But so that's what's going to happen. So as we go out and we launch and our SRE starts getting evolved into the Gertie crypto ecosystem, protocols like EMIT will see great benefit, and others. So, and we'll have the wallets, our SRE wallets will be, people can track them and all that stuff. We don't care, because they only exist for one purpose. It's yield production. We're not looking at, doing anything silly like arbitrage or risky trades. That's not the purpose. It's yield production only. We don't need to sell the SRE funds for anything. They just earn yield, which is a big deal. And they get big every single day. Because every single day, every deposit and every compound add to the SRE depositing outside of the Tru2X. So that bag is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So on day 20, it's 20 days big. But on day 120, it's 120 days bigger. How many deposits and compounds do you think you'll have in 120 days? There'll be a lot. And that's what's coming to the ecosystem and to protocols like EMIT and others who have quality DeFi services and yield production.
And does the SRE care what the price is of those tokens when it decides to do those buys, whether it's a green candle or a red candle? No.
SRE doesn't care. It just buys.
So I know that you're being responsible, and you guys do what you want, right? But it's kind of throwing a bone out there. Like, we're gonna do this, so you guys can front run us, and we don't care. That's okay. You won't front run me. I already bought EMIT.
Right?
Let me put some meat to the bone. It will take roughly a week before we make our first deposit in EMIT. Before that, during the first 6, 7, 8 days, we will use it a little bit differently, the SRE funds. And we also use our protocol partially because it has the highest APR. And we also pamper or support the 1X wallet very intensely. So for the first 6, 7 days, we might not buy EMIT token. This could give some people a good idea to be a day one participant in Tru2X. Most probably get far above a 1X, if not already a 2X, and then see that you get out of Tru2X, take those funds and stay in with half of it, and with the other half front run us before we buy EMIT. And actually, it's not a one-time action. It's going to happen every day anyway.
That's a great point on its own. Yeah.
And every day the SRE, the investment wallet, grows. Every single day it grows. With every 100,000 deposit, we have basically 14,000 volume where we have a need to deposit it somewhere. Yes, at the beginning, we're taking a good chunk of it to support the 1X wallets. It's not the whole 14K, but with every 100,000 tranche of $100,000 that comes in per day, we have the need of $14,000 deposit somewhere or to work with it. So these $14,000 every day, they are adding to the previous 14,000. we have 28, etc. So it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. Our investment capital grows by the day, and we need to generate more and more and more yield. That will probably be also much for one protocol alone. So we are also looking for other yield-bearing protocols where we, you know, it's basically a pretty complex ecosystem that we need to build ourselves, and where we try to network with other token protocols and also farms. It's not only the one. And people might think, where do you take the $100,000 expectation from, right? Don't you see what's going on post-chain? Very simple. We target a user participation as soon as possible, maybe after half a year, maybe after 1 year. But our target for organic user participation is less than 10% on the platform. It's represented by actual organic users. The rest are our partner wallets that we manage. They grow and grow perpetually. Doesn't matter if the community stops using Tru2X or not, because funds that are already in the partner miners, they grow perpetually, never stop growing. Also, the 1X wallets, we will not stop them. They will grow systematically day by day by day by day, so that platform and system miners will always surpass after the 3, 4, 5 weeks. After a certain amount X, what users deposit, organic user deposits, Julie, hold on.
What's she talking about?
So what happens is the user deposits will basically take up less and less of the system weight. Means that the 1XR miners and the integration amplifier partners and the SRE deposits will take up most of the deposits in the system.
Yep.
It'll be interesting too if that does bring the volume, if it brings some volume to emit, because with like the reflection dynamics, like I was talking about earlier, like that volume goes up, and it seems like in crypto, you know, when something there's some green candles or there's more volume on something, all the different bots and, you know, people on Dex Screener, like then everyone sees it and that makes it go up, and then they're talking about it, and it makes it like feeds into itself, and it really amplifies itself when things do kind of go from this stall that we're at to all of a sudden, oh, there was, you know, 20,000 in volume on this day. Like, is that going to happen again? And it almost is like a self-fulfilling prophecy, it's pretty neat to watch.
Yep, that's right. That's right. I'm gonna check chat. There's a question in chat about the SRE. Shrey asked, in terms of the SRE dynamics, will the SRE system buy most of the daily 1 million shares? Not most, but it will buy a lot, and that's what it does. But what that does in turn is increases every organic user's ratio of shares they purchase per day. That's what it does as a function. But those shares are removed from the system completely. They're not used. They're just deleted. Then what's left is for everybody else, every other miner that exists, 1XRs, the integration amplifiers, and organic users. They're all then competing for the remaining shares. The second question was, how does it affect deflation and SRE yield efficiency? And will buy and burns in turn snowball perpetuality in value? It doesn't really affect. There's really no deflation effect or yield efficiency affected by the SRE's purchases. In fact, it increases the yield production and deposits into the mining pool over time. It just gets bigger and bigger. And so that's the snowball that happens, is you have a bigger and bigger amount of outside capital coming in, to where eventually that capital at deposit will exceed the user deposits and then surpass it. Meaning the 2x time for miners will be reduced to a certain slot level of time.
Exactly. And in other words, the daily emission of the auction house is 1 million. And if, for example, the SRE yield is 10%, which would be a very blessed situation, not immediately, but later on, if it is 10% of the daily deposit volume, that means that it purchases, it buys basically 10% of the daily shares. That means 100,000 shares would be bought and deleted, as Neil just said. And that means also that, of course, only 900,000 instead of 1 million shares will enter the mining pool. And therefore, it helps as well, actually. And so far, it is a sort of deflationary idea behind it. So it helps to keep the mining pool leaner.
Good deal. Good deal. Let's see if there's any other questions in chat. Let's see. Yeah. The white paper, well, I think what his or ours, but ours is not a quick, easy read, I can promise you. Yeah, look, that took, I don't know how many renditions we went through and revisions of that thing. I lost count after like 10 or so, but yeah, it was a lot of work. Let's see here. So, all right, executioner, if you were a person on day one and you knew what you knew now, what would you do to prepare yourself for Tru2X's launch?
Well, I'd be buying Pulse, because I'd be doubling every single pulse that I went through with it. Second of all, I would figure out a budget in which my two separate wallets, one for compounding and one for non-compounding, I would try to execute the most efficient path with what maybe the first 2 weeks. I know that's a guess, speculative, but within the first 2 weeks that you already have your 2Xs, and then you need another plan. So you might as well start building on that plan. So I think a good ratio aspect that on day one, for sure, you make sure that you're getting a compound. Well, I will make sure that I'm getting a compound wallet going under the fastest availability of time, where there's the least amount of weight in the system. And then I'm going to bang out the 2Xs so I can start building that even faster. From day one, off those two different wallets, and then growing from there. And also continually buying Pulse during the process. This is something that I've always done anyway. I don't think that's going to change. Is that about what you were looking for?
Yeah, sure. You know, I mean, if you knew, once we set the launch date and you know the SREZO is going to use EMIT, would it be a good idea for some people to maybe buy a little bit of EMIT and maybe put in a single side staking?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go that deep, for sure. I mean, yeah, I've already set that up. You know it. I'm already ready with that. Already in the single sided staking. Already prepared for what's going to happen with that. I want to see the data that comes out that is the proof in the pudding, right? Of everything as it's working. I think that that's going to be incredibly bullish to perpetuate the thought process of how everything works when people see it, like actually sees it in action and going. But yeah, I mean, any of our partners, any of them, all of them, I don't think it's gonna really be a difference as far as how you see it, as far as when it comes to like the partner, the integration amplifier, that it's going to be an in general benefit for you and everyone else to utilize those things. But when it comes to the SRE and how it generates its yield, oh man, I mean, that's like trying to do what's her name, the lady that's like the #1 trader that's in the government that everyone always talks crap about, what's her name?
Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, the Nancy Pelosi thing. Like, you're
you're probably going to want to see what this SRE is doing. You're probably going to come in and annoy the shit out of us. Like, what do you guys do next? Where's this thing going to go? Da, 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 da. And you know what's funny is we'll probably tell you.
What?
Yeah, we'll probably even tell you. You know, what's there? There's no secrets there as far as that's concerned. Now, as far as like amounts, win, and things like that, that's, you know.
So wait. So you're saying like I don't have to go through all that trouble of setting up sniper bots and sitting on a deployer and doing all that stuff, and like I should just start buying said thing, and
yeah,
because there is no token, like there's no Tru2X token, like
right.
it's just the protocol in the background doing its thing.
Yeah,
and you have other revenue sources coming in, feeding it and creating yield to supply the miners to help keep the ecosystem going. And initially it'll be a quick 2x, and then there's a lot of variables that dictate the future, but you'll always you're not going to lose a principal,
right?
Like you come in with your principal, it's up to you. I guess there's an option to get out early, like you purposely want people to, right? That's its own thing.
Lighten the load. Yeah. I mean, and with that, I mean, we use the term like moon math, right? It's almost like you got to think of it like house math. We'll do house math first, then we'll do skyscraper math second, then we'll do the ionosphere math, then we'll do moon math, then fuck the moon. We'll go to Mars math, then we'll go to Saturn, then we'll go to Jupiter, and we'll just start discovering other areas that are out there, because
this galaxies, man, for sure.
This thing gets excessively monstrous over a period of time. And every time that we've done this, me, Neil, and Daniel sit there and are in awe of how this thing operates, and it does it no matter what we throw at it and how we throw everything at it, it operates in these same patterns, in these same ways. So I mean, if we instill a lot of confidence in when we're coming out and saying these things, it's for good reason.
Yeah.
And the extensive testing, like you guys have, I got a little sneak peek, and a few others in the testing group. It's like, I don't know. I haven't seen other protocols go to the lengths and the depths that you guys have on every level. Looking at this thing sideways, depth, width, it's pretty, it's impressive.
Thank you. Indeed. We treat this as a conventional, traditional business, and it needs to, in a European style, actually, no trial and error. The trial and error has to be in the testing phase and in the development phase, but never, ever, ever, ever after release. After release, it has to work, and it needs to be verified over and over and over and over. We need more confirmations than a bridging process from Ethereum to post-chain. So definitely. But what I would like to add to, or translate what Executioner just said, we built a system here where users can set and forget. Simple as that. They come, they have other things to do. It's not their main business. They have other things in their mind, and they have a life. So they come, deposit their PLS, and or come buy for 10,000, 1,000, 100, or 100,000, or a million, whatever. They will come and buy PLS, deposit it, and leave it there, and come back after a while and get their 2x, or check how far the progress has developed. And then there is we're in a certain dapper space, right? And we like to optimize our outcome. And this is where people can actually find hundreds, if not thousands, of opportunities how to work with all our protocols on the chain now. Because it's not about us alone. For example, me personally, I will spot particular partners, those partners with strong communities. those partners who actually have communities using the integration amplifier. And then I go in these tokens as well. Why not? But of course I'm gonna buy them. Or I already bought them partially. So because low cap tokens, where I know there is buy pressure coming from the IA, or I know there is a community behind it, so we can see, everyone can see actually strong community growth in the partner card on the UI. Some of our partners are even listed on the website. So this is an advertising for everyone, and more than an advertising, this is a showcase that community is present. There is a strong token, which gets even stronger with the IA, and users might consider users of Tru2X to join those tokens. Exactly, this is what I'm partially will do. What I'm doing, going in these low cap tokens as well, not only staying on our protocol, because they were gonna see a very strong growth. I mean, what does it actually mean, the integration amplifier for a partner token? It means buy pressure, holder incentive, because people don't want to sell. They want to have more tokens next week. Maybe in the future they can see it as dividends and sell it. But at the beginning, they accumulate to even claim more and more and more. It becomes more an sportive event to accumulate instead of selling immediately, because it's not an airdrop. It is earned. It is a product. It's coming in. And this is basically where so this is basically where we believe that there is a contribution to the ecosystem, and I'm looking forward.
I mean, this is better
To
than
use
an
protocols.
airdrop. This is a real tangible, like, this is that thing that separates it from everything else. The sky's the limit, man. It just, your head starts churning about all the different avenues that this can go, and it's exciting. It's exciting. Trying to think. There's
we had another question. So, how easy is it to use Tru2X? Bets, when you played around with it on the testing group, did you find it relatively easy to make your deposits and all?
Yeah. The obviously the chat's going to be open. You got great mods in there to answer any questions that arise. But like day one. You want to be in there in day one. Day one is you make your deposit. Come back 24 hours later, deploy. There's clear lines of communication. You guys have added things to, simplify directions and kind of, hey, go in this route type of thing, the flow. So it's good.
Yeah. There's basically 4 steps. You deposit into the auction inner lobby and deposit. You deploy the miner the next day, and 24 hours later, you will see the miner and it'll start earning dividends. And then when it reaches its your chosen yield amount, you can exit. It is that simple. No penalties. You can exit anytime. Get your pulse wherever you have earned so far. Or you can compound and increase your dividend earning potential by turning those dividends into new miners, earning more yield.
And so like some in the numbers are totally, it's subjective, right? So whether you do 70-30, 80-20, you got a big bag you come in with, there's caps per wallet, but very large caps. If that, it's however you design, whatever you want to play it, right? Think about what's coming out in the future. You got, your golden goose here, but then if something comes up that I want to invest in or speculate on, you can, deviate. You're not stuck by any means. Let's say a person, is 2 days in, gets it deployed, gets in, and oh shit, something just came up. How quickly can they exit out? Is it like 3 days, 2 days? Like what's that minimal window to exit?
Technically, they could exit. It wouldn't be ideal, but they could exit right away and blow up their whole stake if they wanted to, their whole availability to 2x if they wanted to. But we have a function in there for it's called a 1x buyback that has a prerequisite that you have not compounded from that miner, and that it needs to be within a value of a 0.333x and a 0.888x, where you can click the function, pay for the gas cost, and then whenever that miner hits that 0.333, we'll give you your whole entire 1x deposit back. And we'll just buy that miner from you. We'll make it a system miner itself. We'll generate yield. It'll help generate other people's 2x's. You're fine. You're off to the races with what you had. No big deal. So there's always that availability for you. And it actually helps out the system overall as well. There is a little bit of an alpha to that functionality when it comes to referrals that you have for the first 45 days. It does get a little bit complicated. But I mean,
you kind of promote the use of your referrals during that was a first 45-day period or so, the referral.
Yeah.
How can you refresh my memory on how that works? And
well, I mean, you could just make 2 wallets and refer yourself. Get the 5 and the 10% in. The referral comes to you in shares, in P2X shares. So when you redeem those, it deploys itself as a miner. So it's not really technical 10 and 5 making a total of 15%. In the end, you're getting a 20 and a 10% as a total of 30% when you 2x that whole value, and then you take it. But let's just say that when you made that a miner and you got it to a 0.33x, who's to say that you couldn't just use the 1XR buyback and get all the pulse from it that was free to you from the referral, and then go make a deposit? And you're kind of front running people on that deposit and availability of how you can garner pulse faster, but you could only do that within the first 45 days. It's not really an exploit. I just kind of told you about it, right? So we know about the thing, right? It's just you got to be smarter than the average bear to understand what the hell I just said. I have a flow chart if you want to see it. Just come into the Telegram, hit me up, ask me about it. I'll share my screen and I'll go through it with you.
Yeah, I'd like to support that actually with a few mitigating lines. The thing is that people don't need to be afraid that we are diluting or paying people back when we are buying back miners from their funds or from anything that would reduce their success rate. When we are buying back, it's not to the burden of any other user. We have a given budget of the SRE with which we are actually supporting the 1x miner class, the 1x class that helps us to lower the overall obligation of the platform. That means we have users who are waiting for a 2x, and we have miners, system miners that are running for a 1x, and in average, depending on the strength of the 1x miners, we end up maybe with a 1.3, 1.4, 1.5x in average, what we as a platform have an obligation. So, and it doesn't matter if we basically inject funds from the SRE at the beginning directly into the 1XR wallet or miner class, or if you're making it available for buybacks. So it ends up in the same miner class at the end of the day. So that's why it's not it's not a burden for everyone else. It's basically considered. It's from the same budget that is used from the SRE for everything, for supporting the 1x class, more or less.
Yeah, that's right. So Shrey asked, How many 2x's is mathematically computable 2x cycles if someone decides to compound forever? Well, you can get a double, 2x, 4x, 8, 16, 32, 64, right? 128, 256, 512, 1024, etc., etc., etc.
Hey Neil,
So yeah.
imagine this. Price stayed stagnant and you were at a 256x, and then somebody comes in and then the price of Pulse, I don't know, goes up 90%. Your 250x just turned into a 500x, and now you're crapping yourself.
Exactly.
We don't.
So and we're at all-time lows, right? Or near all-time lows. So when we launch and people are interacting, they're at the best position they can be in dollar value, because all they're going to receive is price appreciation over time. Because we expect that this bottom that we hit recently was the bottom, and it was helped by I guess RH and others to get us out that resistance level so we wouldn't go below it. So the only way to go is through token count and through price appreciation. So you get a bonus on top of your double using Tru2X. That's gonna be hard to find that anywhere else. So like we said, you get a quick 2x out the gate on day 1 and 2. They're really quick. In our testing, they both 2x the exact same number of days. Can't guarantee that when we launched mainnet, but that's what we did. And AJ was there and saw it. But as you go forward, we know our math says it's possible to get at least 2, if not even 3 2x's in 365 day cycle. So that's an 8x at 1 year potentially. Can't guarantee it, but it's pretty likely. If that's the case, that's 8x plus price appreciation. So 1 year, what do you expect Pulse to be at? Even if we hit SAC rate from here, that's a 5x on top of 8. That's a 40x in 1 year using Tru2X by compounding and getting your doubles.
Yeah. That's valid the moment that you don't compound. For example, if you start compounding, then of course that will slingshot it elsewhere. But I just saw the infinite sign, and there is nothing infinite except the things that Einstein already pointed out, the 2 things that are infinite. And the point is that we consider this. So we are not doing moon math here. While we develop that whole thing, we know there is a beginning and there must be an end in a few years. Because at some point, the perpetual compounding and over compounding, that is actually something we cannot oversee. What happens in 4, 5, 6, 7 years from now? Because we are encountering parameters that we might not, that we cannot foresee right now, and that's why. Most probably in 5, 6 years, we might recognize there is somewhere is an exponential function that we cannot control, meaning we are paying everyone out. We are injecting from the SRE a huge amount, because the SRE will be much bigger than the contract amount itself or the obligations. That is where we're flushing out everyone and might start over with that protocol. However, this is I just want to point out that we are not living in illusion. Since we are working with compounding, and this is an exponential 8th wonder of the world, we have to be careful with announcing any moon math here. So yes, if you compound, that will probably be the fastest way to get to crazy revenues. And at the end, you need to we were previously we were talking about how easy is it actually to use the platform. It's easy. You come, you deposit, you set up your miner, activate it, that's it. And then you come back and collect your 2x. If you want to compound, set it to compound all. That is one of the functions. It auto compounds automatically, come back every day or every other day. Deploy, meaning activate those miners and keep it running. Come back every now and then. Deploy, meaning activate the miners again. And that's it. That's what you need to do. As simple as that. And when miners hit a 2x, then you exit them. Simple as that.
Yep. Very simple. Very simple. Well, we're past an hour, guys. I want to kind of go ahead and start wrapping this up. Vets and Karos, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, Karos, why don't you go ahead and walk us out now that you know what you know, and we've told everybody the secret sauce of the SRE supporting EMIT. Well, are you excited?
Yeah, definitely. It's like I said, we've kind of seen both sides when we have a lot of volume and things are, going in the upward trajectory and going down. And it's pretty cool to see it all work exactly how I kind of had it in mind. But we've kind of been in that bear mode for the last month or two. So it would be awesome to bring some volume back to it and get that single-sided APR up. And I think we've, shaken out a lot of the people that were selling. So the people that are single-sided staking are like the, true holders and really enjoy using the protocol. So I'll be glad to, get some action performance-wise for them. So yeah, I'm excited for it. And I think they'll be, always up to jump in a new protocol and do some exploring. There's not a lot of DeFi on Pulse Chain. So I think you guys building this will add to the ecosystem. So yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Good deal. Well, Vets?
Man, the sky's the future. It's limitless. It's beautiful. It's a great addition. Just fortunate. It's crazy how life works and people's paths, intersect, and you meet people, and one thing leads to another in life, and all the things. So this is exponentially going to help the Hero protocol, be sustainable and stay alive and keep some actual funding going into the Treasury wallet to make meaningful impacts across the board and all the different organizations and grants potentially that the future holds. We're all building these things for the long. We're these aren't going anywhere. This isn't Solana. This isn't there's not going to be a peak and then it fizzles out. These are legit good long-term protocols, and I'm very excited for the future. So good stuff, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Cool deal. Executioner, anything you want to say?
Don't miss day one. Actually, is according to the data, day two is technically just as good as day one. But might as well make deposits on both days, right? Really get it. Go hard. Yep. Just get the hell out of it. It's going to be worth your while.
Yeah, you're not going to get this kind of. It was, I think, in our testing, it was 11,000% APY were day 1 and 2 depositors, roughly. So there you go.
I mean, for the Pulse Chain ecosystem, like if there was ever a time where just something positive is needed, like this is that. If there's ever a time where something's rock bottom, dirt cheap as it ever gets, like an opportunity for one to get ahead and just get a double potential, yes, please, let's go.
And stay tuned because we might announce a launch soon.
2 more weeks.
Oh,
yeah.
You never. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Neil, you're muted. There you go.
Right. Anyway, we are going to publish the launch date, so don't worry. It's not going to be secret or anything. We'll have plenty of time to gather the stuff. But so go ahead and get your pulse ready. Daniel, anything you want to say?
Don't deposit PLS more than you feel confident. Stick around in the Telegram. We have daily conversations. EST morning, EST evening. We have good conversations, sometimes just joking, usually good conversations. Stick around, learn, get a feel for where you will be involved with or in. We want you to feel confident whenever you make a decision, and This is one of the services. This is one of the products that you have every few years, I believe, where it's worth to wrap your mind around. Doesn't matter to what decision you come at the end of the day. But this needs to be investigated, this needs to be understood, and then make a decision based on that one. But don't overlook it. Don't believe this is comparable with anything you ever saw before. It is a complete new invention and tested over and over. And we have reasons to make this appeal to everyone here. Please wrap your mind around. It makes sense. And then whatever your decision is your decision. That's all good. But don't miss out on inquiry.
Yeah, and we're always here in the Telegram. We have a good bunch of admins willing to answer questions. Almost all of our admins have been through our public testing and validation phase, so they are familiar with the protocol, how it works. So the day we do launch, we'll have a live stream, and we'll be talking about the protocol. We'll be there to answer any questions about it. But all you can do on day one is make a deposit anyway. So that's something to consider, and then we'll answer questions from there. And we'll have several videos and explainers with white paper, a light paper. All that will be available for everybody. So you don't have to worry about any questions. We'll be glad to help and answer. We have nothing to hide. Everything we're doing is transparent, as we're talking about tonight. Even where we're going to use our SRE funds. So,
hey, if you would, somebody post your YouTube channel again, just for easy reference for the Tru2X for all those videos.
Yeah, I guess I can do it here. Well, I'll get to. You're on my channel now, so I mean, this is the channel for all the videos. Just it's kind of like, how do I post from? I only have the link, but whatever. But yeah, I'm here at Work for Crypto. Neil for T-Shares on YouTube. You can look me up. I have all the videos there, and in our chat we have some smaller, shorter clips and stuff that we have. That if you just want, and some one-pagers, just showing some explaining like where does yield come from and stuff like that. So I appreciate it, guys. I thank y'all for coming. Let's take everybody now and exit out. Good luck, and we look forward to 2X with all y'all. So I appreciate everybody showing up the channel. If you want to keep up with information, please like, share, and subscribe. We have I do these videos as educational only. I'm not an influencer. I'm not trying to make money or popularize a channel for that. So this is just for information only, and we want to use. I'll try to use this platform to educate people on good things in DeFi and crypto in general. And Tru2X is one of those things that I've worked really hard with Daniel and Executioner and the rest of our team to develop something that's not PvP. So it's not like person versus person or we're competing against each other. Tru2X is truly a revolutionary new DeFi technology coming to Pulse Chain first. And we look to assist everyone in getting their 2X and to earn yield sustainably, safely, with no impermanent loss, no token to buy, just a straight, good quality DeFi system that has longevity and the ability to earn multiple 2Xs over time. I'll give you the launch date will be the day before the second day of the protocol, which, and if you wonder what the second day is, that is the day before that. So that's when launch is. Just kidding. We'll launch it, and we'll let everybody know what's going on. So stay tuned, stay in the chat, listen to Twitter. Please like, share, subscribe, and that's it. This is Neil for T-Shares signing off. Just don't forget, you can always save, earn, and grow with TrueDeFi.io. Take care.